You see this, of course, with the fact that the word good news, the word gospel shows up twice. And gospel means good news. And then you even see it spelled out a little bit when it says, we're born again into a living hope through faith in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Why do we say the gospel is good news? Some years ago, I heard a tape series, I'm sure it was never put into print, by David Martin Lloyd-Jones, an evening sermon series on 1 Corinthians 15. And he made a distinction, extremely clarifying, very much in line with what Don has already told us about how the gospel is based on historical events in a way that other religions just aren't. He said there's a big difference between advice and news. The gospel, he would say, is good news, not good advice. And here's what he said about that. He said advice is counsel about something to do, and it hasn't happened yet, but you can do it. He says news is a report about something that has happened yet. You can't do anything about it. It's been done for you, and all you can do is respond to it. So he says, now think this out. Here's a king, and he goes into a battle against an invading army to defend his land. If the king defeats the invading army, he sends back to the capital city messengers, angeloi, very happy angeloi, okay? He sends back good newsers. And what they come back with is a report. They come back and they say, it has been defeated, it's all happened, it's all been done, and therefore respond with joy, and now go about your lives, conduct your lives in this peace which has been achieved for you. But if he doesn't defeat the invading army, if the invading army breaks through, the king sends back military advisors and says, over here, and marksmen over here, and the horsemen over here, and we're going to have to fight for our lives. Dr. Lloyd-Jones said every other religion sends military advisors to people. Every other religion says, if you want your salvation, you're going to have to fight for your life. Every other religion is sending advice and saying, now here are the rites, and here's the rituals, and here's the transformations of consciousness, and here's the, here are the laws and the regulations, and here's all the things that if earthenworks over here, marksmen over here, horsemen over here, you're going to fight for your life. But we send heralds. We send messengers, not military advisors. And isn't that clarifying? It's just incredibly clarifying. And it doesn't mean there's nothing to do about it. My goodness. I mean, there's all kinds of, both messengers and military advisors get an enormous response, but one is a response of joy and one is a response of fear. And all other religions give advice and they drive everything you're doing on fear. And you know what? As you know, when you hear the gospel, when you hear a message that it's all been done for you, it's a historical event that's happened. Your salvation has been accomplished for you. Okay? What do you want to do? You want to obey the Ten Commandments. You want to pray. You want to please the one who did this for you. If, on the other hand, you send a military advisor to say you're going to have to live a really, really good life if you're going to get to heaven, what do? You want to pray. You want to obey the Ten Commandments. Looks the same, doesn't it? For two radically different reasons. One is joy, one is fear. And in the end, I mean, in the short run, they look alike. But in the long run, over here is both burnout and self-righteousness and guilt and all sorts of problems.